Grand Rising. It's about, I think, 3:30 in the morning, or the new day. And the first thing, as soon as I opened my eyes from awakening from my sleep, I started thinking about energy. And what kept coming through to me was protect your energy. And it's probably because of the information that I've been taking in. David Icke just got out of YouTube jail from, I understand, several years of being banned because of what he's saying, of the information that he was sharing. And just recently, his channel is back up again. And I was watching one of his channels, and one of an interview last night with Redacted. And actually, I'm going to post that here on in the description, so you guys can look it up as well. And what they were discussing, or about kind of what I've been discussing with you guys, or attempting to discuss with you guys, about this archonic energy, or negative reptilian entity, being, whatever you want to call it, in the background, pretty much pulling the strings, the invisible strings of what's really going on here. And you know how I've been talking to you guys about staying in that high love vibration. Don't get distracted by taken off of your path, going back to sleep, or re-engaging with this matrix. And how David explained it, coupled with, there's another video I'm going to leave here as well, through, I think his name is Sean, I'm not sure, but the channel is Inspired. I'll put the video that he did as well, because they coincide, the same message. Another thing that really got me thinking is, I've had a couple of, like, I don't want to say confrontations or debate with a couple of folks that watch the channel, and I was accused of gaslighting and being insensitive and being a MAGA supporter, not caring for my fellow man, because of comments that I made regarding what's occurring now. And when I receive those messages from folks that are unhappy or bothered by the words that I say, or my mindset, it actually makes me feel bad. And then I started thinking, if me sharing this information with folks and what I'm saying makes them feel bad, or affects them negatively, or they interpret it as negativity, that's energy. That's energy. I'm always, saying, stay in that high love vibration. Don't get involved in lower vibrational things. Don't be sad. Don't be, disgruntled. Don't feed into it. But simply by me speaking my mind. I had to step back and say, okay, Monica, you're speaking your mind. You have free will. But the things that I'm saying affect others in the collective. And what I'm allowing to happen is I know inherently in my core that this is a matrix. This is some type of construct. In essence, some type of holographic prison designed to keep us in chaos, to keep us sad, to keep us fighting, to keep us yearning, to keep us debating, to keep us divided, to keep us in fear and guilt. And they don't care if you're afraid of Allah, if you're afraid of Jehovah, if you're afraid of the Most High, if you're afraid of the devil, if you're afraid of whatever. They don't care as long as you emit the energy that they need. Think about this, guys, really. When you're worried about bills, your car's broke down, how are you going to fix it? How are you going to get to work? How do you feel? For me, I feel anxious, sad, worried. That emits an energy, a lower vibrational energy of sadness, worry, want. How am I going to do this? Lower vibrational energy. And if you think about it, the whole world has these struggles. And we're the only species on the planet that has to purchase or buy or work. I can't say work because other animals have to work to go dig nuts and berries and all of that. But we're the only species that has to work to buy food, water, shelter. Why is that? Nothing new under the sun. This process of extracting our energy has been going on for eons. And I don't this whole thing about God and worship and all of that, I think that was another ploy by these archonic beings to set up different type of governments, religious systems, and everything. Because all of this stuff that's going on, we're not united. We're not a collective. We're not thinking and feeling together. We kind of are thinking and feeling together, but it's a low vibrational plane that they're deliberately trying to keep us in. And I've said this before, the energy, the negative energy, the sad energy that we emit, that is their sustenance. That's how they survive. But they're weakening, very much so. Like I said, we as a collective have them on the ropes. And the more of us that awaken, and I think that's the main thing, if more of us awaken as to what we really are, the whole trajectory will change in an instant. We're right there. And like I mentioned about having debates with folks here on the channel about where my mindset is and where their mindset is, that's another ploy of distraction and diversion. Because again, like I said, the comments that were made of folks telling me that what I'm saying is hurtful to them, I think we all need to step back and stand in our own power and our own knowing, because we have awakened that something is wrong here. We may not fully understand, but just this bit of information of knowing that these archonic beings are deliberately setting measures in place to keep them fed by any means necessary. It's like a fisherman putting all kinds of different poles in the water: salt water, fresh water, big cat, little cat, bass, trout. They don't care. All the fishes. They may put a worm on it. They may put a minnow on it. They may put a fake lure on it. They may put some peanut butter on it. They may have trout lines. Y'all know what a trout line is? A whole bunch of different hooks, and you just drag it, and as they come, they grab it. Any type of entrapment system they can to harness that energy that they desperately need. What happens, y'all, if we don't bite? We don't bite the lure. We don't bite the bait. Staying grounded in knowing that we are more than what they try and box us into believe that we are. Keep manifesting the world that we want to live in. And I don't know anybody that would want the world to remain the way it is right now. David Icke also speaks about, remember I said that we are the antennae? It is the plan of these archonic beings to continue to ramp up the chaos. Because again, we have them on the ropes. It is imperative that we stand in that middle ground with our actions and with our thoughts. And you know, what I shared is what I think, but only in this particular screenshot of the world, because of how the information that was indoctrinated in me causes me to have certain thought patterns, and the same with everyone else. However, the thought patterns that we're being guided to is not the way it should be. And even though I shared my thoughts about, the unalivings and what's going on, with the government and the fraud and all of this stuff, do I believe that stuff is happening? Absolutely. But it's being done for a reason, and that is to invoke those lower vibrations that keep these archonic beings fed. So we as chosen ones really need to step way back. Don't get involved, even with our own thoughts. Because when I shared what I shared, it was with the mindset of this is our world. And it is our world. However, it's being controlled at this point by negative beings. So we have to be super mindful of how we allow ourselves to think. And like I said, I shared that these people are breaking the law of the land. But that's not the way it should be. And I also said that my core says that there should be no boundaries at all, because the earth belongs to humans. So I don't think there should be any borders at all. There shouldn't be any immigration laws or anything about that. Maybe an immigration law to go to a different planet, maybe, I don't know. But for here, the earth belongs to humans. And that's the way it should be, period. So my thoughts and my comments about the laws of the land and all of this stuff, and yes, it's a reality here now, but it's a fake reality. So I have to be mindful too, not to get into that, because that's feeding the system as well. That's feeding them as well, because my comments cause someone else to feel bad. And it also caused me to feel bad because they feel bad. It's all a ploy. It's all a ploy. And we have to wake up to that and stay awake to that fact. Stay focused on within. Turn off the TV, turn off the lights, go outside when it's not freezing. But get out there, be quiet. Quiet things down. Sit in the dark. Quiet. And listen to that divine spark that we all have within us. The main thing for all of us, guys, is to do not forget what we are. Be of one consciousness, not the hive mind, because there's a difference. It's kind of hard to explain. Stay focused. Remember who and what we are. Don't get sucked up into the energy vacuum. Stay in that high love vibration. Keep your vibrations high. And I will talk to you guys later. Actually, we're going to do a, I just ordered my Mr. Heater Big Buddy propane heater because it's been rough trying to keep this little cabin warm with the below freezing, below zero temperatures here. So I'm not very savvy when it comes to stuff like this. So I'm going to attempt to do it and show you guys how I set it up and see if I don't blow myself up. Okay. Anyway, guys, talk to you guys later. Bye, my babies.